테이블에 덩그러니 놓인 맥주병과 그 뒤에서 격렬하게 몸싸움 중인 두 남자. 과연 이곳에서 무슨 일이 벌어졌던 걸까요? 오크룸 지금 바로 시작합니다. 눈보라가 몰아치는 미국의 어느 시골길. 커클랜드호 근처에서 바를 운영하는 폴은 가게 마감 정리가 한창입니다. 그런데 그때 청소가 끝나가는 타이밍에 손님의 인기척이 느껴졌죠. 아니, 행색으로 보아 손님이 아닐지도 몰랐습니다.
The bar is closed.
때문에 폴은 경계 태세를 갖추지 않을 수가 없었는데
I said the bar is closed. What's the matter, buddy? You deaf or something?
이자의 정체는 바로 친구의 아들인 스티브였죠.
Jesus Christ.
Long time no see, buddy. How's it going?
How's it going? I just about cracked open your skull. That's how it's going.
하지만 폴은 스티브가 그닥 반갑지 않았습니다. 그는 자신의 절친이자 그의 아버지인 고든의 장례식에 나타나지 않은 채 3년간 종적을 감춘 천하의 후레자식이었기 때문이었죠.
So what?
So why are you staring at me like
Because I'm trying to figure out what you're doing here, Steve. Now out of the fucking blue, when you couldn't even come to the fucking funeral. You should be ashamed of yourself.
게다가 폴을 더 빡치게 하는 포인트는
Do I owe you?
세상 뻔뻔한 스티브의 태도.
Do you owe me?
Yeah, do I owe you?
Jesus Christ, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, well,
You're goddamn right you owe me!
그가 괘씸했던 건 비단 장례식장에 오지 않아서만은 아니었습니다.
Hey, who are you calling?
Shut up, I'm on the phone.
스티브는 주변 사람들에게 큰 빚을 지고 잠수를 탔던 상태였죠.
Hey, it's me. Yeah, I know what time it is. Sorry about that, but just listen to this. I'm cleaning up the place, I'm counting the money. Guess who walks through the fucking door? Steve. Thought you might like to come down and say hi. Great. An hour. Good. Thanks. And, sorry.
폴은 이때다 싶어 채권자 스탠리까지 바로 부르게 됩니다.
I better get going.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. Stevie, have a seat. Don't you want to say hi to your old buddy, Stelly?
Stelly's coming here?
You think you're pretty smart, don't you, college boy? You think you're gonna actually talk your way out of this one, right? Well, listen to me. The only reason I haven't personally busted your kneecaps is out of respect for your old man, God rest his soul, but still, he doesn't give two shits about your old man, or you, or me, or anybody, and if he doesn't get his fucking money, he's gonna take one of his smokes, and he's gonna put it out in your fucking eyeball.
그리고 폴의 말처럼 차 한 대가 눈보라를 뚫고 발을 향해 맹렬히 질주하고 있었죠. 잠시 후 폴은 스티브 앞으로 상자 하나를 꺼내놓게 되는데
Recognize this?
그건 바로
Of course I recognize this.
고든의 유품.
He won't go fishing without it.
하지만 그 안에 들어있던 건 고든의 낚시 도구들이 아니었습니다.
Hey, I couldn't afford a proper urn because I had to pay for the funeral and the cremation.
더군다나 폴은 그 유골함을 스티브에게 내어줄 생각이 없었죠.
Come on, give him to me.
Why?
Because he wouldn't want me to have it.
Said the guy who couldn't show his face at the funeral. Guess you were too busy drifting, eh? Me, I'm scraping together money for flowers and a funeral parlor. I even put a collection jar at the end of the bar there for a coffin because I didn't want your old man to be cremated in a fucking cardboard box.
No, I would have been there if I could.
Well, you weren't.
I was. I saw them roll the casket into the furnace. I saw my friend burn. Why? Because I thought it was important that somebody should be there when it happened. So no, I am not surprised to see you, Stevie, because I knew one day you'd come crawling back in here to collect these and the rest of his home that's boxed up in my basement, by the way. But don't think that I'm handing over a goddamn thing until you reach into your pocket and start settling up what you owe me.
폴의 강경한 태도에
How much you got?
스티브는 유골함과 맞바꿀 무언가를 제시하는데
I've got something better than cash.
Better than cash.
Yeah.
Oh, so guns, drugs, booze.
그건 황당하게도
I've got a story.
존잼탱 썰이었죠.
Story.
Yeah.
I don't want a fucking story.
Why not?
Because a story's got no value. You see this watch? This watch has value. You see these smokes? These smokes have value. This bar and everything in it, it all has value. Except that fridge, it's fucking busted.
So?
So what the fuck makes you think you can come back here and settle up with a goddamn story? Jesus Christ.
그렇게 스티브는 말 한마디에 천냥빛을 갚는다는 말이 허황된 것이 아니라는 걸 증명해 보이려 합니다.
What the fuck is that?
It's a coaster.
Is it? Are you sure it's not a fucking skidoo?
그리고 그 컵받침은 폴에게도 익숙한 물건이었죠.
The Oak Room. And?
It's a bar in Elk Lake.
I know that. Who gives a shit?
Well, I was there this weekend.
Once more for the cheap seats. Who gives a shit?
You should,
Why's that?
because you're never going to believe what happened at the Oak Room.
뭐가 됐든 스텔리도 기다릴 겸 폴은 이 황당무계한 스티브의 제안을 받아들이게 됩니다.
You know what? It's almost midnight. Stelly's gonna be here in an hour. One way or another, you're gonna pay up tonight. So, in the meantime, if you wanna entertain me, tell your little story.
The story I'm about to tell you happened a week ago, Saturday night, in the big storm, kind of like the one raging outside.
지난주 눈보라가 몰아치던 오크룸이라는 바에서 가게 주인 마이클은 영업 마감 정리가 한창이었습니다. 그때 누군가가 영업 종료 팻말도 무시한 채 무작정 들이닥쳐 왔죠.
Bar's closed.
한 손에는 피를 흘린 채
I said we're closed. Is everything okay?
Yeah. Just need to warm up.
Look, I don't want any trouble, so
Nobody said anything about trouble. I don't suppose you got a charger?
no.
And how about a drink?
마이클은 일을 크게 만들고 싶지 않았기에 적당히 술을 내어주고 돌려보낼 심산이었습니다.
There you go.
Your first day on the job? Usually, when you pour someone a brandy, you put it in a snifter.
You complain about a free drink?
Free.
Yeah. This is what I call small town hospitality.
Well then, cheers.
술을 한 잔 걸친 남자는 벽에 걸린 전화를 사용하고 싶어 했습니다. 하지만
No luck there because the storm, it knocked out the phone lines. It won't be back on till, I don't know, maybe tomorrow.
But you still have electricity.
Yeah, for now. You're not from around here, are you?
No.
Yeah, so, what are you doing here?
Passing through.
Well,
이유야 어쨌건
maybe you should just keep on passing.
마이클은 빨리 이 남자가 바에서 나가주길 바랬죠.
And once I'm warm, I'll be on my way.
왜냐하면 이 남자에겐 의심스러운 구석이 한두 군데가 아니었기 때문이었습니다. 그리고 마이클은 예리한 눈썰미로
Thank you.
그의 수상한 점을 지적하기 시작했죠.
And your second problem is, well, you didn't dress for the weather, did you?
No shit. Do you mind?
What?
Looking at me like that.
Like what?
Like I'm guilty of something.
Are you guilty of something?
Yeah. Driving north without winter tires.
So, you are driving north. Okay. So let's say that you are driving north and your car breaks down. But if that's the case, why didn't you stop at the gas station just off the highway and not here? And yet here you are, checking your phone, showing me that it's dead. Like, that wouldn't have been the first thing that you did when your car broke down? You're complaining about your feet and the cold and the fact that you aren't dressed for the weather, but not once have you mentioned the fact that your hand is bleeding. I mean, that's a little suspicious.
Well, believe me, nothing that's happened tonight has been suspicious.
마이클은 이 낯선 남자의 말을 믿어주는 수밖에 없었습니다. 아니, 이왕 이렇게 된 거 그와 수다나 조지며 밤을 보내기로 했죠.
Anyway, didn't you know bartenders love to talk?
Wrong. Bartenders listen. That's the alcoholics that never shut the fuck up. That much you should know.
그렇게 마이클은 자신의 유년기 시절 겪었던 일에 관한 한 가지 썰을 풀기 시작하는데
You see, I'm not from around here. I grew up on a pig farm just outside of Belleville, and back then we lived pretty close to the lake. So in the wintertime we get some pretty serious wind chill. Ice storms too. And there was this one time that I'll never forget. It was a night in January, and I can't even tell you what time it was because I was sound asleep. Off in dreamland when all of a sudden my dad bursts in my room and wakes me up. It was actually kind of scary because I had never seen my dad so worked up before. But without explaining anything, he just told me to get my ass out of bed and come help him in the barn. And then just like that, he's gone. As for me, I'm still a little dazed and half asleep, and I didn't know what to think, but I could tell just from the tone of his voice that it was something serious. So I got out of bed, I threw on my boots, and I ran off to join him, wearing nothing but my PJs. That's when I started to worry. You see, we were poor. Dirt poor. We didn't have that many pigs, and the ones that we did have, we relied on for the money. And we had this one pregnant sow, and she was sick. And as I got to the barn, I could hear her squealing. She was in labor, and my dad, he was just trying to help her along. Didn't think there was anything I could do, but then my dad, he turned to me, and he handed me this steel flashlight. It felt like a block of ice. He told me just to hold it steady. That's all I had to do, just hold it steady. The only problem was that I had left the barn door open, and now there was a wind coming through like you wouldn't believe. I mean, here I was just trying to hold this flashlight steady, but when the wind cut through my pajamas, I could not stop myself from shaking like a leaf. Like I felt like crying out and running back to my house, but I couldn't. And that's when I saw my dad's watch. It was just sitting there, and I focused in on the sound. I mean, at first it was so faint, but then it became the only thing I could hear. It's actually kind of soothing. I zoned in on that sound, and I pushed everything out of my head. It must have worked because, well, I made it through the night. And the cold, well, it's never bothered me since.
하지만 그건 정말 시덥지 않은 이야기였습니다. 뭐 어차피 몸은 다 녹인 것 같고 남자는 자동차 키를 챙겨 바를 나가려 하는데 그때 방금 전까지도 작동하지 않는다던 전화가 아주 힘차게 울려대고 있었죠.
Okay, then what happened?
하지만 이야기는
What do you mean?
What happened next?
그걸로 끝이었죠.
Oh, well, it's not really important what happens next.
Not important. What are you talking about?
Well, that's more or less the end of the story.
That's it? That's the end of the story?
More or less.
Guy walks into a bar, talks shit for 10 minutes, and that's it? That's your story? That kind of shit happens here every goddamn day. What the fuck makes that a story?
Well, there's more
No
than...
offense, college boy, but that's gotta be just about the dumbest fucking story I've ever heard.
Well, that's because you've only heard the end of the story. I haven't told you the beginning.
The beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, me, this just gets worse.
What?
You're telling me the story backwards? If I'm this bored by the ending, why am I gonna bother with the beginning?
Yeah, well, the ending only makes sense once you've heard the beginning.
Yeah, that's exactly why you should have started there in the first place. It's embarrassing that I have to explain this to you. I didn't even finish fucking high school.
Where are you going?
Stretching my legs, the fucking story put them to sleep.
스티브는 아직 이야기의 시작 부분을 말하지 않은 상태였습니다.
Well, can I continue?
하지만 폴은 보나마나 쓰잘데기 없을 썰 따위로 들어줄 마음이 조금도 남아있지 않았죠.
What's your fucking problem?
What's my problem? What's my fucking problem? You're a piece of work, you know that? You come stumbling in here saying you want to settle up?
Yeah.
Saying you got a story?
That's right.
Your problem is you should have settled up a long time ago, and it ain't me you should have settled up with, and it ain't Stella either. Jesus Christ, you still don't get it. Sit down. Sit down!
폴은 스티브의 이야기를 더 듣는 대신
It's my turn to tell a fucking story. So listen up.
그가 저버린 불쌍한 고든의 이야기를 들려주기로 마음먹게 됩니다. 과거 고든은 죽기 전 아들에 대한 걱정으로 골머리를 앓고 있었습니다.
Fact is, I've been feeling very strange lately. I really have, like not caring. Like nothing's all that important. Sometimes it's the end of my day and I realize I'm still working on the same cocksucking oil change.
We all have days like that.
No, I've been working there for 28 years, busting my ass, stupid garage. 28 years. I thought that Stevie was sticking around. I thought that Stevie would kind of learn the trade and we'd build the business. But he didn't. He left. Didn't like it here. None of them like it here. Shit, I haven't even talked to him for 2 years. And I worry about him, goddammit. That boy was so impressionable. I used to see it. He used to always be hanging with the wrong guys. He was making bad decisions. And now I'm really worried that he's got himself involved in some really ugly shit.
그런 그를 항상 곁에서 지켜봐왔던 폴이었기에 장례식 날 코빼기도 보이지 않던 스티브가 괘씸하게 느껴지는 건 어찌 보면 당연한 일이었죠.
So, what do you say about that, smart guy?
What do you say about a guy who comes from nothing, starts his own business, and then breaks his back just to put his kid through school? His ungrateful kid.
Oh, I get it. You just want to forget, huh? Okay, I can play that game. Let's just forget about all the money you owe me and all the money you owe Stelly, and let's just talk about how your old man had to sell his fucking business to put you through school. Then let's talk about what you did with that. You pissed it away, you flunked out, and you drifted around until you ran out of money. Meanwhile, your old man worked himself into an early grave.
하지만 스티브는 아버지의 죽음을 자신 탓이라 생각하지 않았습니다.
Wasn't the work that killed him?
What'd you say?
아니 되려
Wasn't the work that killed him? It was the bottle. And we both know who's responsible for that.
아버지의 음주를 방관한 폴의 탓이라 생각했죠. 어쨌든 화장실에서 마음을 추스린 스티브는 아직 마무리 짓지 못한 이야기를 폴에게 마저 들려주기로 합니다.
So it was earlier that evening.
손에 피가 묻은 낯선 남자가 오기 몇 시간 전 오크룸에선 바의 진짜 주인인 켄이 가게 마감을 하던 중이었습니다. 그때 영업 종료 팻말은 무시하고 한 남자가 가게 안으로 무작정 들이닥쳤죠.
Bar's closed?
Closed or closing?
Well, it depends on what you need.
Well, I don't mean to be a pain. I've been driving all day.
Well, I suppose I got time for one more round.
Thank you. Thank you.
그 남자는 바로 마이클.
You're a lifesaver.
And you're a paying customer.
밖은 한 치 앞도 보이지 않는 눈보라가 몰아치고 마이클은 간신히 한숨 돌리는 듯 보였습니다.
Oh yeah, that is exactly what the doctor ordered.
You just passing through?
Yeah, I'm just headed in from Toronto.
Oh yeah? Which way you headed?
Capus casings.
Oh, Toronto to the Cap. That is one long haul.
Tell me about it. I thought I could do it all in one shot, but it is slow going in this weather.
Yeah, it's brutal.
긴장이 풀린 마이클과 넉살 좋은 켄은
So what's happening in Kapuskasing?
그렇게 대화를 나누기 시작했죠.
I know. I should apologize for being so nosy, but I'm a bartender. It's my job to get you talking.
Right. I'm heading up there to see my father.
Oh?
He's not well.
What's he got?
That's the thing. I mean, every time I call the hospital, I get a different doctor who gives me a different story. So it's really hard to tell what's going on.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I just figured, I might as well drive on up there and see him and speak to his doctors in person.
Yeah. You two are close?
We barely speak, but when I was a kid, we were very close.
I know why you wanted that beer.
그리고 본론은 지금부터였습니다.
And there was this one night where my dad needed help in the barn because we had this sow that was having a difficult pregnancy. But I was just a kid, so all I could do was just hold a flashlight. And as it turned out, the sow was fine. And out of her had come a litter of 6, 5 healthy ones and 1 stillborn. Now, when that happens, you have to get rid of the dead one, otherwise it upsets the mother. So my dad told me to take it out to the end of our property and throw it in the forest. He said that way the coyotes would come and get it and they'd stay off our farm. But needless to say, I didn't want to do it, but my dad gave an order. You better fucking do it, right? The pig glistened like a dead fish. I remember that it was still warm and there was a steam coming off of its body. I remember it took a long time to walk out to the tree line in the dark. I remember the crunch of the snow and the sting of the wind. But, you know, most of all, I remember the sadness. That sinking feeling of childhood sadness. So instead of doing what I was told, I just stopped and I stood there and I started to cry. I bawled my eyes out for this poor little animal who never had a chance to live. I mean, I just wanted to be back in my bed, you know, and far away from it all. But all I could do was just stand there as the tears rose against my cheeks. I finally got it together and I said a little prayer and well, I knelt down and I put that little animal down in the snow.
Jesus.
Yeah. That goddamn little pig was still alive. But I definitely could not bring it back to my father because if I did, there would be hell to pay. That said, well, couldn't stand the thought of just leaving it there to freeze to death.
So what'd you do?
Well, I picked him up, I tightened my grip, and I snapped his neck. Just like I'm gonna snap yours, you fucking rat.
마이클은 켄에게 무참히 폭력을 가하기 시작했죠. 곧이어 그는 마치 모든 걸 계획해왔다는 듯이 가방 안에서 켄의 사체를 처리할 의상과 도구들을 차례차례 준비하기 시작했습니다. 그렇게 켄의 머리를 분리하고 가방 안에 담은 뒤 옷을 갈아입고 정리를 하던 도중 앞서 본 그 남자가 찾아왔던 것이었죠.
So he's dead?
Dead. He got his fucking head chopped off.
No, not that guy. The second guy, the well-dressed guy, the guy who came in afterwards.
Yeah, he's dead too.
Why did you chop his head off?
He didn't. He got beaten to death with a phone.
No, not him, the other guy, the first guy.
Oh yeah, completely decapitated.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, it sounds like a hit, right? A goddamn execution.
하지만 의문점이 남아있었습니다. 만약 이야기가 사실이라면 이미 지금쯤 사건과 관련된 뉴스로 시끄러웠을 것이 분명했기 때문
Gotta hand it to you, college boy, that was a good one.
Wait, what?
Goosed it up real good.
I didn't goose anything. That's what happened.
Uh-huh.
You don't believe me?
No.
How come?
You say this really happened?
Yeah,
When?
Saturday night.
In Elk Lake.
That's right.
Then why haven't I heard anything about it?
Because the police are shitting themselves. They're not releasing any information, and I don't know, in a storm like this, everything just slows down.
Okay, I'll grant you that. But let me get this straight. You just told me about a crime. It hasn't been leaked to the media. Police aren't talking about it, for which there are no survivors, correct? So how were you able to tell me the complete story in such precise detail?
Well, because, and this is the craziest part. Well, all this is going down. The killer
하지만 그의 이야기엔
is under the impression that the bar is empty.
반전이 있었죠.
But it wasn't. There was a guy, nearly passed out, in the far corner of the bar. He was hiding in the shadows. He saw the whole thing.
사건의 처음부터 끝까지 몰래 지켜봤던 목격자가 있었던 것.
I didn't do anything about it.
Nope.
Who's the guy?
The aptly named Thomas Coward.
Tommy Coward. Wait. You're saying that Tommy just sat back and watched two people get killed?
Yeah.
But he could have intervened at any point. He could have stopped it.
I guess so.
But why can't? What did he do?
I don't know. Random death, you know? You think you're on steady ground and then the earth opens up and swallows you whole.
Guy chopped his fucking head off, Stevie. There had to be a reason.
You know, I guess some things just can't be explained.
살해 동기는 자세히 알 수 없었지만
I don't know.
미심쩍은 부분은 한 가지 있었죠.
Maybe he got the wrong guy.
What do you mean, wrong guy? Hey, where you going?
Just grabbing my stuff.
Whoa. Just wait. Let me buy you a drink.
You're gonna buy me a drink.
Take it before I change my mind.
잘못 골랐다는 그 한마디는 그간 고압적이던 폴의 태도를 싹 돌려놓기 충분했습니다.
What do you mean by maybe he got the wrong guy?
I mean, from what I understand, Ken was a good guy. He worked 60 hours a week, woke up early on Sundays, shoveled the church parking lot. He didn't have an enemy in the world. And
What?
just suppose you're a guy asked to do a job like that. You're not from around here. You're driving up Highway 11 in a snowstorm. Start passing signs for Elk Lake, Dog Lake, Desert Lake, Kirkland Lake, and all the other little goddamn lakes along the way. One wrong turn, you're in the wrong town, at the wrong bar, killing the wrong guy.
눈보라 때문에 바를 잘못 찾은 마이클이 엉뚱한 타겟을 살해했을 거란 가능성이 있다는 얘기.
I mean, it could happen.
따라서 마이클은 현재 진짜 타겟을 제거하기 위해 타겟이 있는 장소로 오고 있을 것이 분명했죠. 바로 이곳 커클랜드 호수로.
Except the name he said before he killed him.
그리고 밝혀지는 오크룸 살인 사건의 배우.
What name?
Oh shit. You got me so worked up, I didn't tell the story properly.
What fucking name?
Well, right after he smashed Ken's face in, he stood over him and said,
Jimmy Thompson sends his regards.
Jimmy Thompson.
Jimmy fucking Thompson.
Jimmy f***ing Thompson.
그 이름을 듣자 폴은 그 자리에서 삽시간에 얼어버리고 맙니다.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Do you think it maybe could have said a different name?
In the story that Tommy told me, it was Jimmy Thompson.
He could be wrong.
He was pretty sure.
Or you could be wrong.
What do you mean?
He could be wrong. You could be wrong. Nobody's got a perfect
memory, right?
What's the problem?
아마도 폴은 지미 톰슨이라는 자를 두려워하고 있는 게 분명해 보였죠.
Nothing.
그리고 스티브는 타겟이 누군지 안다는 듯 의미심장한 말을 내뱉게 되는데
It's beautiful though.
Huh?
The snow. It really does look like a movie out there. Too bad you won't get to enjoy it much longer.
Why not?
It's gonna melt. The temperature's supposed to go up tomorrow.
곧이어 좀 전에 예고했던 것처럼
Do you think I could get that now?
이야기 값을 받아내기로 합니다.
You just finish your beer and get the hell out of here, Stevie.
그리고 영화는 첫 오프닝의 난투극으로 이어지며 막을 내리게 됩니다. 극작가인 피터 제노웨이의 연극을 각색한 오크름은 연극이 원작인 만큼 화려한 액션과 특수효과 없이 오로지 주댕이로만 긴장감을 불러일으키는 영화입니다. 초반부 의도를 알 수 없는 썰들이 오가며 도대체 영화가 하고 싶은 이야기가 무엇인지 지루함을 동반한 궁금증을 일으키는데요. 하지만 본격적인 이야기가 시작되고 영화의 배경처럼 겹겹이 쌓인 눈들이 녹아내리며 밝혀지는 진실과도 같이 영화의 초반부 모든 퍼즐이 맞춰짐과 동시에 기막힌 결말로 치닫게 됩니다. 브레이킹 배드로 알려진 RJ 미티의 처음엔 어리숙한 모습을 보이다가 후반부 결정타를 날리며 돌변하는 모습은 브레이킹 배드 때 보았던 그의 훌륭한 연기가 다시 오버랩 되는 듯한 느낌을 받았고요. 주로 썰을 풀며 진행하는 방식임에도 배우들의 생동감 있는 전달력으로 마치 술자리 옆 테이블에 흥미로운 이야기를 엿듣는 듯한 느낌을 받기도 했습니다. 개인적인 해석으로는 폴은 지미 톰슨이라는 자와 영화에서 밝혀지진 않았지만 원한 관계가 있는 듯 보이는데요. 때마침 스티브는 토미 카워드에게 마이클의 살인 목격담을 전해 듣고는 이때다 싶어 폴에게 잽싸게 달려간 것이었죠. 그동안은 폴에게 빚도 있고 아버지 장례식장에도 못 갈 만큼 주변 사람들에게 채무 관계도 얽혀 있었지만 마이클이 그를 죽이러 온다는 소식을 듣고는 아버지의 유품도 돌려받을 겸 폴을 찾아가 썰풀이를 한 것으로 보이고요. 어쩌면 마이클이 바에 도착할 때까지 폴을 묶어두기 위해 시간을 번 것으로도 해석될 수 있을 것 같습니다. 이상 영화 오크룸이었고요. 저는 다음 영상에서 찾아뵙도록 하겠습니다. 헬무비였습니다.